Kingdom citizen of Wisconsin. Kingdom citizen, kingdom citizen, kingdom citizen. Kingdom citizen, kingdom citizen, kingdom citizen of Wisconsin. Kingdom citizen, kingdom citizen, kingdom citizen. Blessings, everybody. Blessings, blessings. Welcome to Kingdom Citizen of Wisconsin, and it's Think About It Tuesday. Think About It Tuesday. I'm excited, you guys. This is the last Tuesday of 2022. Last Tuesday of 2022. We made it through. We almost, the year's not over yet, but we're getting ready to make it through another year if the Lord says so. But I'm excited today because it's Think About It Tuesday. And y'all know how we do Think About It Tuesday. We talk about things to make us think. And so by this being Think About It Tuesday, we're going to walk down memory lane and take a look at what happened so far. Okay, there you go. Hey, ma'am, how you doing? So far in 2022, let's take a walk back and see some things that took place where we dropped the ball on some things and you know, it was we missed opportunities in 2022. So we're gonna take a walk back through them and just talk about some things that could have happened, that should have happened, that didn't happen. We should have had a new governor, but we don't. We should have had a new attorney general, but we don't. So our biggest downfall, let's see, our biggest downfall to me in 2022 was pride. We had so much pride going on in 2022. Y'all make sure y'all share it. Share this Think About It Tuesday. Share it with your friends, with your loved ones. Share it with everybody. And we're going to talk about this 2022. 2022 is a year that we have to really take a look at ourselves going into this new year, 2022, going into 2023. Y'all, excuse me, I'm just tagging some people. Y'all help me out and tag some people. Let them come on and participate in this Think About It Tuesday, the last one of the year. God bless you, Liz. The last one on the year, 2022. So let's, just want to go into some things and just look at what we messed up in 2022. Okay, there. I done tagged enough people. Y'all tag some folks and get them in. Welcome, Jefferson County. Glad to see you on here. I made a stop today in Jefferson County I took my son to the Pine Cone, and we ate at the Pine Cone. And this time, I wasn't strong enough. I walked out of there with uh, uh, cookies and a slice of pie. So, but the pie wasn't mine. The pie wasn't mine. But you guys, let's take a tour back. I mean, let's take a trip back in 2022. This is the last Tuesday in 2022. Um, so let's look at how do you guys, no cinnamon rolls, no cinnamon rolls. How do you guys really think 2022 played out? I really believe that 2022 was a year of selfishness. I believe that we saw a lot of that selfishness, division, stabbing in the back. Uh, we saw things happen that should have never happened. Um, we started off fighting for our rights, medical freedom, unmask our children, uh, uh, no more mandates. I mean, we had some good battles, some good rallies, some good standing outside of hospitals, medical complex, uh, addressing school boards, teaching on and CRT. Uh, we had great great time um, in these rallies. Met some new people, some new friends, and everything. But to think about it, at the end of the year, we came out short. We came out short because people were in their feelings. People didn't get what they thought they should have got. Um, they candidate didn't win, so they sabotaged the election. We um, we watched people use the name of God, but wasn't living for God. Um, we ended up seeing uh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Uh, we had, yep, you're right, Stacy. We had too many sudden deaths through the so-called pandemic protocol. Um, yep, Kelly. Nobody was united, and that was really sad. Uh, we watched people who uh, started these uh, so-called patriot groups that it really wasn't patriot groups because it wasn't about our freedom. It was about the opportunity that they can get. And we ended up losing. So all that time that we had this year to make a change, and we didn't. The only thing we got out of 2022 was a new treasurer. That's all we got. Who has no power, who doesn't make any legislation, who just sitting in the office doing nothing because there's no power, there's nothing to do. That's all we got. That's all we got in 2022. We were so divided in 2022 uh, that the people on the left just brought some popcorn and like they were sitting there watching a movie. And they watched us be divided. They watched so much stuff happened. Um, and so we need a list of bold and truthful pastors. Okay. And so when we look at it, and I'm just charging up the phone and I'll be taking call-ins in a little while. But we also got people that never really looked at the Constitution, started looking at it, started studying it. Um, we have people who gave misinformation about the Constitution. We had um, we had uh, wow, I don't even know how to word this one. Oh yeah, we had the governor releasing people out of prison, violent, violent criminals out of prison. Uh, so we every time we get close to the end of the year, we look back at the year and then we say, what did we do wrong? What did we do right? And how can we become better? And when we look at it, we have to really, really be honest. I watch people that was supposed to have been friends, supposed to be sisters in the Lord, supposed to be in the same worship house of God together. Allow this election to divide them. Allow this election to not allow them to speak. Allow this election to change so many people. So many people because they was manipulated. How do we bring people together? Well, I think what we're gonna have to do is we gotta repent for our pride, our egos. We have to really look at it and says, you know what, we wasn't uh, we didn't play good enough together in the sandbox, and we couldn't come together because we had so many eyes in the fire, so many uh, things that happened uh, from the Republican convention, state convention, when there was no endorsement, to patriot group attacking one another, lying on one another to try to make themselves look good. Um, I mean, it's so much, but it can't be repaired until we admit we was wrong. So we have to look at it and say, you know what? I was wrong. I allowed my pride to get in the way. We were supposed to come together for the better of all men. We were supposed to come together for the safety of our children. We were supposed to come together for a better education for our children. We were supposed to come together that the mandate stopped. We were supposed to come together um, for the better of Wisconsin and to make sure that our freedom is not taken away. But that ain't what we did. Um, you know, you have, I mean, we just, and I'm not saying this to people on the right. I'm saying people in general. I'm saying I'm saying everybody. I'm not saying Republicans, Democrats, or whatever. I'm saying we the people. We the people was prideful. We the people wanted to make a name for ourselves. We the people wanted something for ourselves. And then you had the inner fighting because people did not want change. They wanted everything to stay the same. They wanted to do things the way they always done things. They wanted candidates that was always the candidate that they want. So, I mean, you had all of this all in factor where it did not flow the way it should have flowed because pride, haughtiness, all of that uh, came together to chase us from doing things that the way we needed to do them. And so, who lost in 2022? I tell you who lost. Our children lost in 2022 because of the bickering. Um, you had the uh, um, you had the chairman of the African American Council for the Republican Party had four African Americans running for statewide office. First time in Wisconsin history that you have four African American running for a statewide office on the Republican ticket. And not one press release was sent out about the African American that was running. I mean, you could have just put it out there and then the media could choose to run with it or not, but you didn't put it out there. Then to come to find out, the same chairman of the African American Council for the Republican Party supported a Democrat liberal for mayor of Milwaukee. Yeah. So you had that. You had people. Some said that Farrell Farrell didn't do a great job as the state chairperson, and now you got fighting that Brian Simmons is now in the state, and you got people upset, and there's a fight coming in the wind about that. They saying it was set up. They saying that it was all um, how should I say rigged. And so you know, Rome was destroyed from the inside. And the way we're doing things in America, we're going to be destroyed from the inside. If we do not wake up, if we do not get our act together, if we don't remove our pride out the way, if we don't decide to come together, if we don't even have if we don't have the right person, if we don't have the right people leading, uh, let's see, you know what, J. Rod, you're absolutely right. We have to go back to normal. We can't go to no new norm. We can't holler change. We need to go back. And the only way we go back if we go back humble. We humble ourselves and go back to the norm. We humble ourselves to make sure that we're doing. And you guys know it. Most people, if they're not the center, they're not coming. If they're not the center, they're not coming. I mean, look at um, after the primary, majority of the people that that ran in these races, you didn't hardly see them nowhere after the primary. Only one person I knew that couldn't be there, and and um, and my condolence to his family because they lost a child during that time, and that was Kyle Utes. He had lost a child, and my condolences to him and his family, and I hope that they're allowing God to heal them and strengthen them, and they can go back to a normal life. But it's hard to go back normal when you lose a loved one, a child especially. So my prayers go out to them. But the rest of us, I mean, you guys, let's see. Uh, no, I'm from heaven. My home country is heaven. I'm just part of a colony of the kingdom of heaven here on earth. But I think that when we look at 2022, going into a new year, thanking God we survived another year. Hopefully, you saying to God, "Forgive me for my part and why we didn't accomplish anything, or forgive me for my part for not participating in things that could have made a change." Um, because I think that uh, if we really want to, let me see. Okay, I think I can do it now. Anybody, let me put this on. So, uh, all right. So if anybody want to call in, there go the number. You can call in and we can have these conversations because uh, 2022 was very, very interesting. And we're not really paying attention to a lot of things. You know, uh, we really have to stop waiting until uh, stop waiting until we get the knock on the door. See, we didn't lose. People couldn't stop themselves from running dirty. The Republican organization manipulation, lie, and pay to manipulate an election to win. Okay, so this is something that I've been saying for a long time, and I'm still gonna say it. It's in my book. We gotta stop voting parties and vote people. That is our problem. Listen, Einstein said it this way: you can't solve the problem with the same thing that caused the problem. What caused the problem in America is this two-party system. That's what caused the problem. You have two parties. They got the people divided, but they go to lunch, they go to dinner, they go on vacation, they go to parties together. It's just like a public defender and the district and the DA. They at the same parties. They in the same circle. They have you. Do you really think you're gonna get a fair trial with a public defender? No, you're not. We have the same. You're not going to solve a problem with with the solution that caused the problem. You have to go back to the basic. You got to go back to we the people. We got to go back to voting individuals and not party. That's the only way that you're going to have it where it's going to change. Because whichever one you put in charge, they're pushing their agenda. They're not pushing the people agenda. And the moment we understand that and realize that, and those of us that understand what needs to be done, see, here's what happened. A lot of people got in the game, decided to run for office, but didn't know the game. A lot of people did this. A lot of people got in the race. Yes, you're absolutely right. Or if you had just one McDonald's in your town, no Burger King, no Jack in the Box, no Chick-fil-A, none of that, then McDonald's can treat you any kind of way. We had someone running for governor as an independent. Didn't know that if she would have won the governor's race, Doug LaFollette would have been second in charge. She thought that she could just grab the Republican lieutenant governor to be her lieutenant governor. And we sitting there with her and telling her that ain't how it works. So we had a lot of people that was green, and I'm glad that they got in the race, but they should have did homework. They should have know what was going on. You heard people say things that didn't make any sense at all. You had one running for governor says, once I become your governor, I'm going to deputize all hunters. You know doggone well the governor doesn't have the authority to deputize anybody. But again, we didn't pay it no attention. None. We had people running for treasurer and running for treasurer say, I'm not going to sign no checks. You ain't got no choice. It sounds good, but you don't have no choice. Whatever money is allocated, that money is allocated. If I got a company and I have a person in the finance department and they don't like We Energy and they can't say I'm not going to send We Energy a bill because then my business lights will be off and then I got a problem with that person. You don't have that authority. So we didn't know things. We didn't know them. But we listened to things. We listened to people. We saw things that happened and you sitting there like, oh my God, what is going on? Because people didn't know. They just didn't know. And so, and when those that was running didn't know, those that was supporting and was going to vote didn't know what the person was saying wasn't real. I'll give y'all a prime example on the hype, on everything that's going on, right? Let's take David Clark for an example. Everybody loved David Clark, right? Everybody loved him some David Clark, right? David Clark is a great guy. David Clark is this. David Clark is that. We love David Clark. David Clark is going to come and speak, and everybody show up to listen to David Clark, and David Clark, this, and this. So I was up north. I think I was in Sparta. And David Clark's name came up, and everybody was talking about how great David Clark is. And I asked the man a question, and this is what I asked him. I said, if David Clark was white and said what he said, would you be this hyped about David Clark? And the man stopped, looked me dead in my eye, and said no. And then I said, so why are you hyped about him now? Is it what he really saying, or is it because it's coming out of a mouth of a dark-skinned person? He couldn't answer the question, but he already answered it by saying if David Clark was white, he would not get the attention that he was getting now as a black man. And so when we looking at it from that standpoint, it's it's interesting because of the fact that 2020 we we just we just ran with stuff, and we still running with stuff, but we cannot go into 2023 doing the exact same thing we did in 2022. We can't do that. It is our responsibility to make 2023 a better year for everybody. It is time for us to come together. It's a time for us to work together. It's time for us to set up some tangible goals that we can do as a people, not as an individual, not for something we can look back and say, look what I've done, but we can look back and say, look what we have done. Look what we have done. Who is we? We the people. Look at what we have done. Look what we have accomplished together. Because it's not just one person. One person is not the savior. One person is not going to get it done. It's going to take each and every one of us to come together to make things happen the way we want them to happen. And you got to understand this. Everybody is not on the same agenda. When the Revolution War took place, they had 27 grievances. 27. 27 reasons why they wanted to break away from the British. 27. All of them was not on the same page. Out of 27 grievances, that means you had a group for 27 different items. But they had one goal: to come from under the hand of the British. And they accomplished that goal. You cannot get mad if somebody's agenda is not your agenda. You can't get mad. You got to stick with the common goal. And the common goal is to get rid of bad leadership, and then let's come together and take those grievances that we had against the other leadership and say, how are we going to do this now? What are we going to do to make it better? How are we going to do it to the fact where everybody is taken care of? Because it's about everybody. I was part of many tea parties during 9/11, the tribute to 9/11. I went all over the state of Wisconsin on the 4th of July, 2009. 09, the 4th of July, we flew across the state and we hit 4 or 5 tea parties in 09. Mark Block, myself, we went from Milwaukee to La Crosse to what was that? Black River Falls to Wausau to Eagle Rivers to it was another one, but I can't remember. But we went 5 places. People had came together like never before. People were it wasn't about a color. It wasn't about what economic bracket you was in. It was not about what education system you was about. It wasn't about being a man or a woman. It was one word: American. We all are Americans. That was it. And when we did that, a lot of things got accomplished when that happened. We got rid of Governor Doyle. We got rid of the DA. Locally, we got rid of some trash. Um, so we gotta. That's when Ron Johnson was first elected. I mean, we got a lot of stuff accomplished during that time. Well, you know what, Russ? I beg the difference. They might be making the rules, but we allowed them to make those rules. The power is still in the hand of the people. We allowed them. See, we feel or we act like there's nothing we can do. There's a lot you can do. You can sue their bonds. There's a lot you can do, but we don't want to really do the work. We just we'll complain, we'll rally, we complain, we rally, but we never hold anybody accountable on either side of the fence. Everybody get a pass. We talk about the Democrats, but the Republicans get a pass. And so it's like it's like, yeah, we doing this, but they doing this. So we're gonna focus on what they doing and not what we're doing. And so and both sides know the dirt on both sides. I grew up in a house with six boys, and I got away with some stuff. And the only reason I got away from some stuff because I knew some stuff on them. So they couldn't go tell on me because I can go tell too. So we gotta go in 2023 with goals. We gotta go in 2023 changing some things. We gotta go in 2023 focusing on the local level first. Because whoever the president is not gonna save us locally. So we have to do it from a local level. We have to come in from a local level and we have to make it right. We have to make it right. We got to stop sitting on our thumbs. We got to stop waiting on somebody to come save us. The cavalry is not coming. You are the cavalry. You have to get up and do it yourself. It starts at the bottom. We have to come together in our local area. And again, the beauty of watch this, the beauty of the local level, the beauty, and this is how you can start it and you can change it starting from the local level. All local levels, all local level races, all local level races is nonpartisan. So the people can vote in a person, an individual. You don't have to see what side of the fence they're on. Check their character out. If they're a person of integrity, if they're a person with a heart and a passion for the people, if they're a person that going in and saying to them, you know what, I'm running because I got nothing to lose. I want to make a change. We have to start at a local level where it's nonpartisan and put people in office and work to help those people get in office. We can't just say I'm a vote. No, you got to get out there. You got to help knock on doors. You got to help make sure they got their signatures. You got to help by setting up meet and greets in your community, your neighborhood, your school. You got to start the PTA, parents teacher. There's some teachers that want to work with the parents. They hands is tied. But you gotta, we have to do this ourselves. And it's gonna take each and every one of us to roll up our sleeve and willing to work together. That's exactly what it's gonna take. It's not gonna happen no other way. And if anybody think it's gonna happen any other way, then I got a condominium that I want to sell you. I got a condominium that I want to sell you in the middle of Lake Michigan. So here's the thing, right? This is my goal for the city of Milwaukee. This is my message to the city of Milwaukee. If we want a better Milwaukee, we got to come together with one mind, one purpose, one goal to make Milwaukee a safe and prosperous home for us all. That's what it's going to take. That's exactly what it's going to take. And it's not going to, everybody is not going to come together, just like everybody did not fight in the Revolution War, but they had enough with one mind, one purpose, one goal, and that's to get from under the British hand. And they succeeded. So it's not hard. It's not hard. It just takes a made-up mind. Yes, it does start in the families. We got to go back, strengthen our families. It starts with the churches. Russ, it has to be locally. It has to be locally. And if it's going to be locally, you got to be willing to have a conversation with somebody got a D in front of their name. If somebody normally vote Democrat, you got to be willing to have a conversation with them. If there's somebody that's a libertarian, you got to be willing to have that conversation. Independent, Green Party, you got to be willing to have a conversation. Two human beings having a conversation to find a common goal that you can work together. Our problem is we're too busy. Well, I ain't gonna say our problem. Their problem is everybody's trying to convert somebody to their side. Stay in the middle. Stay in the middle with one mind, one purpose, one goal. Stay in the middle. If you stay in the middle at a local level, you can flip any city. People tell me Milwaukee is hard to flip. Bull crap. Milwaukee is not hard to flip. Milwaukee just needs enough people that's sick and tired of being sick and tired. Milwaukee just to have enough people who is tired of the new norm and ready to go back to the normal. Remember when I was on the campaign trail and I said this, I can't wait till y'all go back to having the petty fights. What's the petty fights? My grass is greener than yours and my grandbaby is cuter than yours. So we have to come together. See, the biggest cancer, Russ, the biggest cancer is division. That's the biggest cancer, division, hatred. Because they trained us to hate somebody with a D and aura. That's why family members is not talking. Because they trained us that it's not right for you to talk to someone with a different opinion. But here's the thing. You might go talk to somebody. You might have the screwdriver, but right now you need the hammer. They got the hammer. One person don't have everything to fix it. It takes a corporate body of people to come together and say, you know what? Let's fix this. What was the percentage? Here's your history question. What was the percentage of the people that fought in the Revolution War? Come on, y'all answer that. What was the percentage? Come on, y'all. I know somebody know a little history, right? What was the percentage of the people that fought in the Revolution War? Because all the people didn't fight. What's the percentage? Okay. Somebody said 35. Uh, let me see where my button at. Oh, wrong button. Let's see. Wrong button. Oh, there you go. Was it 35? I'm trying to see who put the 35 up there. Give me 1 second. Oh, I can't see their name. Okay, you know what? Yes, see, I believe in this country most have had too good for too long. And if I gave you one example, our kids have. You know what, J. Rod? You're absolutely right, and I believe that some people. That's where some of these rules came from because people did not want their kids to go through what they went through, and so they didn't know how to value anything. They was never uh, value. I remember before my mom passed, she said, "I need you to." Yes, you're right, J. Rod. They would. They would have been better off. I remember my mom said, she said to me, "I need you to preach a sermon for me." And I said, "Why, Mom? What sermon you want me to preach?" And she said, "The title is Why Not Me?" I said, "Why not me?" She said, "Yeah, because she said every time somebody go through something, they always hollering, why me? I need you to preach a message, why not me?" And I thought about it. You know, some of our lessons, our life lessons, prepare us for our purpose. You know, some things we go through uh, was controllable, and a lot of it was uncontrollable. And what I mean by that is, that means you didn't have, uh, you had no control over what happened and what went down, but God allowed you to make it out of it. I think that if we start to show these kids what it takes to get to the Xboxes and what it takes to get to the PlayStation and get them to understand and value a dollar and what it means to have uh, uh, good work ethics, I think they will start to see things different. But when you give things away, and you know, it's funny when you have an event and it's free, a lot of times, a lot of times, when you do that, a lot of people don't come. But when you charge them, they show up. Nobody value anything free. J Rob. No, you cannot start a revolution blaming video games. Stop it. Stop it. Wait a minute. Where is your wife? Because I'm telling. You know I'm a snitch. So I'm telling. But what we have to do is, you know what, you guys, a lot of this stuff, it falls back on us because we allowed it to get this bad. We allowed it. It didn't just happen. It happened a while ago. We didn't pay attention to the traps. We didn't pay attention to, oh, she gave you permission this time. Okay. But you guys, we allowed it. You know, that's what I'm talking about going into 2023 with a clear conscience because we asked for forgiveness for the stuff that we allowed. Milwaukee is bad. Why? Because we allowed bad leadership for too long. And that's why Milwaukee is bad. We allowed it. We allow bad leadership in Madison. We allowed it. And shame on us that we just voted for somebody just because they had an R behind their name or just because they had a D and didn't know what they stood for. We allowed it. That what is it? The respectful marriage bill. The respectful marriage bill. 2 of our elected officials voted for that crap. 2 of them. One of them y'all was giving praise to. One, people would say, oh, he the best thing that happened. Oh, thank God that he talked to Donald Trump because of Kenosha was burning. But you didn't check his moral value. You didn't check to see where his moral compass was. You had to find out the hard way when he signed on to that bill. We just didn't do our homework. That's just the bottom line. We had somebody running for Congress who didn't even know the Constitution, who didn't even understand what the 10th Amendment was, who didn't understand what the 5th Amendment was, who didn't understand what the 2nd Amendment was, but he was running for Congress. That's our fault. And I'm talking about in Wisconsin. He was running for Congress in Wisconsin. That's our fault. We allowed the Republican Party to put up black faces in the city of Milwaukee and across the state to run for office they didn't know nothing about. They had to run for state representative. They had no clue of what a state representative did, what was the job for it. Ooh. But and we just have to admit, we're wrong. There's some there's some uh there's some bridges that we have to fix. There's if we did anything wrong to somebody, we need to go and say, I'm sorry, forgive me. We cannot carry any of those baggage into 2023. 2023 is going to have its own problem. 2023 we're going to be dealing with some stuff that you should have been prepared in 2022. 2023 is gonna come with some stuff, and they already got police going to houses trying to take people kids. There was one family, the police came to their house at 2 a.m. and took their children. There is a lot of stuff we got to get ourselves prepared for. And we're so focused on something that's minute that you're missing out on the big picture. You're not seeing what's going on. You're not paying attention to what's going on because you're so focused on one little thing. And when you focus on that one little thing, you know, down south they have these gnats, right? And these little gnats, they just fly around and they fly around and they fly around, but they don't bite or nothing. They just fly around and it take your if you're from the city, it takes your focus away. And when it takes your focus away, you irritated. If they're in the car with you, if you ain't careful, you'll crash the car. Because why? Because of these little gnats. And see, what's happening is we done took our eyes off the roads because we're too busy focused on these little nets. So we're focused on these little gnats instead of being focused on the big picture and saying, okay, now how do we overcome? How do we get the victory? How do we achieve uh, this right here? Yeah, go ahead. Let's see how that worked for you. Because you know what? The last time we have lowered the bar. Y'all are absolutely right. Y'all typing so fast, you two, but y'all could call in too. But I don't know. We get Russ on the phone, we're in trouble. But when you know, this is the last Tuesday, this is the last Think About It Tuesday of 2022. The war's not over. We won some battles, we lost some battles. For the next 4 years, we still got to fight because we don't want our children to be the casualty of war. We got a lot of retraining to do so we can go back to the norm. So we gotta deprogram some folks. And we gotta make it right. We have to. But you can't make anything right when you don't feel like there's a problem. And if we never look at ourselves, but looking at others, then we still got a problem. Michael Jackson said it this way: I'm starting with the man in the mirror. That's where I got to start. That's where you got to start. And newsflash, Rustin, you're not always right. Don't go into 2023 thinking you always right. Amber, you hear that? He is not always right. You absolutely right. That's why I have these conversations with the young people at the barbershop because there'd be so many young people in that barbershop when we're talking because they need to know what the fight is all about. They need to know why this fight is so important. but I refuse to pass a baton to the next generation in the mess that we got this place in. It's going to take some of all of us. Yeah, right. She didn't say that one. She did not say that one. That's you saying that one, sir. That's what, let's see. No, actually, they listen. I try to break it down to the lowest common denominator, and they actually listen because they see more than we realize they see. They see more than we think they see. Okay, somebody saying, "Where's the barbershop?" Who's saying, "Where's the barbershop?" You absolutely right, uh, Pastor. You absolutely right, and this is why it's so important that we rise up now. Who is this right here? I don't see your name. That's asking me about the barbershop. Yep, Rustin, you knew I was telling the truth. But you guys, 2023, if you got a backyard, you need to start growing you some vegetables. If you if you oh, it's on the north side of Milwaukee on Hampton. 50th and Hampton. It's called King Cut Salon. Um, but you better start growing you some vegetables. If you're outside of city limit where you can have your own chickens, I think you need to grab you a couple of chickens. Uh, I think you need to grab you a generator or two. There's all different types of generators out there. I think you got to get prepared. And I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to make you frightened or anything like that. But the reality of this is you need to be prepared. You really need to be prepared and get your head out of the sand. You gotta get your head out of the sand. You gotta stop thinking uh, on the smaller scale because some people are fighting a battle that you ain't gonna. You, it's no way you're gonna win. There's no way you're gonna win. Some people are uh, still fighting a battle that you're not going to win, and not winning, you're allowing them to just do whatever they want to do because you're not working from the local level to change it down at the local level to change it at the top. So So since you still stuck on one thing, you need to go back to and prepare. You got to have food stock. You know, you got to have meat stock. You got to have canned goods stock. You need to start buying you some silver and some gold. I mean, there's a lot of things you need to start doing because if you don't, because yeah, you're right. Let me put this up. You're right, Russ. People are going to lose their home because there's so much is happening right now that we're not economically set. We're not economically ready for what's getting ready to happen. And pastors, I've been trying to talk to pastors to show them how to even get their church ready, but a lot of them ain't listening. I'm trying to tell you now while we're building the ark, because once the ark is built and that door is closed, that's going to be too late. You saw Noah, he built and he kept telling them, it's going to rain, it's going to rain. Nobody paid him no attention. Next thing you know, they banging on the door to get in, and it was too late. You guys really have to be taking care of yourself. Yes, sir. You absolutely right. And we're not paying it attention at all. We're not paying it attention. We're not paying it attention. We're not paying it attention. We're just going on, going on. And so oh yeah, the land, the the silver, the gold. And so, we have to be prepared, not scared, but we need to be prepared. So everybody, we're trying to get you to go into 23, and uh, there's a video uh, that I have that if you guys inbox me, I will share this video clip. And the video clip is from the World Economic Forum. I will give you that video clip. It's from the World Economic Forum. And so it'll shock you. It'll literally shock you. But we have to be ready. Those of us that belong to God, you need to stop playing church and become the true ecclesia for the kingdom of God, because playing church ain't going to get it. Quoting the scripture but don't live it ain't going to get it. It's not going to happen. So while you sitting around and call yourself impressing people because you can quote a scripture, the devil can quote a scripture. When he took Jesus to the high mountain, he quoted Psalms 91 to Jesus. So the devil knows scripture. The devil understands scripture. He quoted them. Psalms 91. So you got to get yourself ready. You got to get involved now. You got to come to meetings now. You got to look at your local races now and say, what can we change locally? What can we change locally? What can we do locally to make sure that we're good? Because it's so much. So much. Russ, this ain't about the Republican Party. This ain't even about the Democrat Party. This is about us as the people coming together to get things done. To get things done. See, one finger, I can't knock you out. But if it's me, Jared, Russ, Skinny, and Tiny, now we got a fist, a mighty fist. We can knock some folks out. One person can't do it. All of us, pow, we can knock some folks out. It's going to take unity, oneness. That's what it's going to take. That's why we got to have one mind, one purpose, one goal. That's what it's going to take. One mind, one purpose, one goal. It's going to take us all to do this. And we can do it. We can do it. There's nothing we cannot do when we all on the same page. Nothing we cannot do when all of us are on the same page. Even the Bible says, how can two walk except they have already agreed? They already know where they're going. They already know the purpose. They already understand the goal. Now we can go and achieve it. And it takes each and every one of us. There's no big I's and no little U, but there is TEAM. That's all. We're a team. We're one. Okay, Russ. Okay. But it takes all of us, each and every one of us. And the beauty of it is this. We don't realize what we possess. We don't realize what we possess. There was a little boy on the playground, and he walks up to this bully, and he says to the bully, he said, I hear you got a list of everybody you can whoop. And the bully said, I do. And the little boy said, and I hear my name is on that list. And the bully said, it is. And the little boy said, but you can't whoop me. And the bully said, well, I'll take your name off the list. The bully didn't even try to fight the little boy. Why? Because he understood that little boy was confident in who he was. When we the people get confident in who we are and stop thinking that those that are elected has the power, that's when we start to change something. You got to know who you are. You got to know that the power lies within you. That's where the power lies, inside you. And if all of us come together, that's that dunamis power, and we can change anything. So I'm wishing that every last one of you have a prosperous 2023. I want you to be on guard in 2023. I didn't say be scared. I said be on guard. Even though Nehemiah was building the wall, they still was on guard. Even though they had to work, they still was on guard because they understood that they had to be ready at all times. At all times. So we got to come together. Thursday night, we will have the last constitutional teaching of the year. The Mary and Martha of the Constitution will be on Thursday night at 6 o'clock. we have our final for 2022, our constitutional class teaching, and then we will be doing some traveling in 2023 to have the Kingdom Constitutional Summit. And so it's going to be exciting as we travel the state doing these constitutional summits. And a couple of announcements. I should have made them earlier, but I didn't. So let's go there now. Okay, what did I do? Oh, there it is. We are now in, let's see, go this way. Let me see, how can I do this? Well, I do it like this. We are now in 15 states. We have the book is in 15 states, and it will be also the book is already in North Carolina, and it'll be in North Carolina in March at the men's conference where I'll be preaching at. I'll be speaking all 3 nights in North Carolina. Also, we're gearing up. We're gearing up for the 2024 election. I am running for mayor for the city of Milwaukee. So we want you guys that's in the city. You can do your part. If you're outside the city and you want to come to some events in the city, you are more than welcome to come. And not only that, but you can now go to our website. It is kingformayor.net. And if you would like to even donate, you are able to donate. To get you to make a real stand. What do you mean by real stand? Let me know what you mean by the real stand, and then I can answer that. Oh, wait. We the people holds the key. You're absolutely right. We hold the key. And if we understood that, we will be able to let people know that because you hold the key, whatever you allow is going to continue. Whatever you allow. So that is the website. We're still working on it, but it is up and running. You can go there, make donations, volunteer, because we're looking for captains. We got 15 districts and 350 wards that we're going to invade for the next year. So you guys, okay. How much are you willing to let this government do to you and yours before you think it's enough? Okay, good question. So let me explain it to you like this. The government can do whatever you allow them to do. So the question is, it's not how long I'm willing. That's why I'm taking a stand. I got to fix local first. But let me tell you the benefit of Milwaukee getting fixed. Milwaukee will no longer be a burden to the state. When Milwaukee issues start to change and things start to happening as we flip Milwaukee now become, how should I say, a place of prosperity. Companies can come inside of Milwaukee because why? We will make Milwaukee business friendly and move a lot of the regulations out the way so companies can grow. There's things that we can do in Milwaukee, and I'm not going to share my whole vision, but we got some stuff we're working on that we're doing research on that will help Milwaukee be safer, that will help build relationship with community and police, that will help empower people when it comes to education. I mean, there's a lot of things that we're working on. We're also working on our first private school. We're working on that, and we're going to be doing some things uh, starting in March for the school itself. So, and we're working with Dr. Duke Pestle for our school. So, we have to go in and roll up our sleeves and not tell people what needs to be done, but show people what needs to be done. I said it all as I travel the state. There's a difference between a leader and a true leader. A true leader, a true leader empowers the people. That is part of the program, sir. You're absolutely right. College is not for everybody. And we need to stop telling everybody, you need to go to college. You need to go to college. Not necessarily. You got some people that just might want to work with their hands. Uh, and I am talking to some people about apprenticeship classes now. I got some stuff that I've been doing, and it's been successful preparing people for the culture of the companies and the careers that they want to go into. So that is in the works as well. But we have uh, a great plan for the city of Milwaukee, and we are working hard to get the people to accept uh, not only here, not only for them to say, "Oh, I like it," but they invest themselves into this plan. And so I'm tired of the government, but the government ain't gonna change until we change the leadership. And we got to start changing at a local level. At a local level. And a lot of people don't want to really run in local level races because those races are in the spring. So it's cold outside to go get those signatures. It's cold outside uh, to go to meet and greets. You might have to go in the midst of a snowstorm or whatever, because you got to remember for spring elections, the primaries in February. So when you start to look at this, the question is, how much of yourself are you willing to sacrifice to make a difference? That's something that a lot of people don't want to get involved because it's too cold. It is cold. When Rosie ran for county supervisor, well, it was cold as we knocking on doors trying to get all the signatures. And after we got the signatures, then we had to do lit drop, and it was cold. It was cold. But we was committed, we was dedicated, and we was out there. So it depends on the individual and 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 the fight that you have on the inside of you. And let me play something so you'll understand what I'm saying. Okay, here it is. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I can do that. Listen, let's see. Hold on. I gotta turn it up. All right, listen to this.
To me, once you realize who you are, you stop operating in desperation.
Hold on. I want to turn it up so you guys can really hear it. Ready? Go.
You stop saying yes to stuff you ain't supposed to be saying yes to.
Wait. Okay.
Listen to me. Once you realize who you are, you stop operating in desperation. You stop saying yes to stuff you ain't supposed to be saying yes to. So here's my big problem with a lot of y'all is your belief system is off. Like, everybody can see how sweet you are. People are commenting on, you could do this and you could do that, and you the only one ain't caught up with it yet. T, why you always on beast mode? I'm shocked more people are on beast mode. There are people who living from check to check and they comfortable. It's the weirdest thing to me. I'm like, boo, you broke. And you broke on several levels. We're not talking about Sally Mae. You still owe your grandma. We're talking about you need to cash your grandma out. Listen to me. Unless you number one in your industry, you should be chilling. And if you number one in your industry, you got enough common sense to know you better not be chilling. Every single day of my life, I feel like giving 120. Every single day. Somebody said yesterday, E.T., you gave 120. What you gonna do tomorrow? I said, I don't know. Give 140. I don't know, but I don't have days where I don't feel like it. Why? Because I'm counting on me. My wife's counting on me. My son's counting on me. I don't have days to waste. There's nothing wrong with the opportunity. You're not giving 120. You're giving 70. You're giving 60. You're giving 50. And you won't with these people who've given sweat. I don't have days.
Okay. You see, that's what J. Rod was talking about. We are comfortable in this. And we have no hunger, no desires to fight, to go to beast mode. Let's see. Hard times finding people to fill position. However, you know, that's something that and this that I was playing to you guys is part of my daily motivational uh, stuff that I listen to. And this guy didn't, he's a motivational speaker, speak all over the world. And he never went to college. He just was hungry. And he did what he let no one hinder him in the things that he wanted out of life. I listened to him. I listened to Les Brown, Steve Harvey. I listened to them all. And I listened to them to remind me to keep going because I'm not doing this for me. I'm not doing this. I'm doing this for the next 4 generations. I'm doing this for my son so he can see the fight that his dad have. I'm doing it for my daughters, all of my daughters, all my sons, my grandchildren, great-grandchildren. I'm doing it so they can see that this is real. The fight is real. You got to be in survival mode now. You got to start preparing now. You got to have a generator now. You got to have, and then you got to make sure your family fix the issue with your family because your family is going to need you now. Your family is going to need you. Your family is going, so whatever hardship that you guys have, you need to fix it because your family gonna need you. Your neighbor is gonna need you. You're going to need each other to survive. You're going to need each other to make it right. You're going to need each other. And here's the thing about it. When the battle still comes, I'm on my way to J-Rod house. So I'm on my way up to by J-Rod. So he might as well put a pillow and a blanket to the side because me and Skinny is on our way. We coming. So I just want you to know that, J Rod, we coming. But but I'm coming. Okay, I'm coming. I'm just letting you know. I know where to go. But no, we got to prepare. We got to have our family ready. Anybody that will listen, I mean, you need to start making preparation. You cannot go into 23 with the same mindset you had in 22, or you're going to get the same thing you got. You can't have the same energy you had in 22. You got to take it up. Your fight level should be higher. You got to take it up. You cannot stay down. You got to take it up. And remember, you cannot solve the problem with a solution that caused the problem. The same thing that caused the problem is not going to fix the problem. You got to do something different. You got to do something different. And I was always told a level 1 problem needs a level 2 solution. You cannot solve a level 1 problem with a level 1 solution. You need a level 2 solution for a level 1 problem. You need a level 3 solution for a level 2 problem, and you need a level 4 solution for a level 3 problem. Well, I am so glad to know that, sir. Thank you so much. Um, but that's the only way we're going to fix this, you guys. That's the only way we're going to fix this. We're not going to fix it the same way over and over again. It's not. It's like taking a 2020 Camry and a 1975 Buick Electric 225. And they both hits a deer. Which one is going to have the worst impact? That 2020 Camry is going to be towed up. And after that 2020 Camry hit the deer going to get up and brush himself off and keep going. But that 1975 Buick Electric 225, we call it a deuce and a quarter. If that hit a deer, that deer is not getting up. That deer is not getting up. What am I saying about that? The founding fathers warned us the danger of a two-party system and how it can destroy this nation. You want to save the nation? You got to do an exodus from both parties. Come to the middle and vote the person and not the party. You're not going to fix this problem with any of the two-party system. Because if it was so, it would have been done already. If it was so, it would have been done already. Why? Because both sides had control, total control. Both sides did. What did we get? We the people. What did we get? Nothing but heartaches. We cannot go into 2023 with the mindset of 2022. We cannot go looking at 2023 the same way we looked at 2022. Not going to happen. Nothing going to change. We have to have a new mindset, a new outlook. Time to go to the Word. How did God tell us to solve a problem? Because it's in His Word on how to solve every problem that we're facing or about to face. There's an answer in the Word of God. There's an answer. Heaven and earth will pass away, but my word will remain forever. There's an answer. Are we willing to do it God's way yet? Because look what man's way is getting us. Nowhere. Look what man's way is getting us. Nowhere. Nowhere. That's what we're getting. That's where we're going with man's way of doing things. Nowhere. So this was Think About It Tuesday. I love you guys. Are we taking names now or are we going to take names later while we're doing that? Because we can do that too. But you guys, Think About It Tuesday, the first one of the year. I promise I'm going to make some folks upset because we're not going to calm down. We're going in hard. Love you too, Stacy. We're going in hard for 2023 with no sugarcoating, no gloves on. We're coming with butt naked truth. Yeah, I got me one. I got one, Stacy. I had to get at least one, but I had some self-control and I only got one. But what is that? Donut or pie? Yep, local is the key. And we have to do things locally. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm trying to talk to some people that's getting ready to run. That we can do some things. Love you too, ma'am. I know the tournament was it was fast. Uh, they got some more games tomorrow, so I gotta be back up in Wanakee tomorrow for round 2 of the tournament. And so we didn't stay and watch any of the other games. I needed to get back to Milwaukee, so we just came back home. We didn't stay to watch any of the other games because they had the boys and the girls playing uh, at the tournament. So we just got um, in the car and came back. So I didn't stay. But yeah. So knowing my son, he's going to want to go to Pinecone tomorrow after the game too. The boy can eat. He ate 2 helpings of the chicken tenders, the fries, the big roll. How many Pepsis did he have? Probably 2 or 3 of those. Uh, the boy can eat. And not only that, they was out of shrimp. Do you know he was about to order chicken tenders, steak and shrimp, the yeah, that big roll. He was gonna order a steak and shrimp and chicken tenders. I'm looking at him like, are you serious? Yeah, see, y'all just uh-uh. Next time, I'm gonna ask for an offering that you guys can help pay for his food because the boy eats. Or I just have J Rod feed him and then J Rod can work him, make him pay for it. That and J Rod will make him work it off. So I let J Rod feed him and then let J Rod work it off of him. Yeah, but to feed that boy, I need an offering. Just to feed him, I'm gonna need an offering. Because that boy can eat. I took him after practice the other day to McDonald's. That boy ordered 20 nuggets. What was it? One or two? I think 2 McChickens, a large fry, and a large sweet tea. The boy can eat. I'm telling you, he can eat. So, but yeah. Whew. So I'm telling you guys, I might have to do an offering or what they call what's the name? Um, GoFundMe. I'm gonna have to do a GoFundMe so y'all can help feed my son. GoFundMe. But it's gonna say GoFund Jeremiah Food. That's what it's gonna be called. Because the boy can eat. I thought I could eat when I was coming up, but that boy, whew, I think if he went to an all you can eat, they'll put his picture on the wall and say, do not let him in, because he can eat. But I'm hoping you guys have a blessed new year. Blessed new year. Next Tuesday, I'm going to be talking kingdom on Think About It Tuesday and the difference between kingdom and religion and the difference between a Christian and a citizen. That's what we're going to talk about on next week, Tuesday. I told you we're going to make some folks mad, uh, but we're going to talk about that. Kingdom versus religion, with the topic, did Christ bring a kingdom or did he bring a religion? And did Christ call us Christians or did he call us citizens? I think that'll be a good way to start off. Think About It Tuesday 2023. So I'm excited. I love you guys. Y'all make sure y'all be safe coming into this new year. Think about who you might need to say, hey, forgive me. Uh, we ain't got to talk, but I just wanted you to know that I asked you to forgive me for what I've done. So, with that being said, I think I am about to call it. So, hold tight. I love you guys. And I will talk to y'all later. God bless.
Kingdom citizen, yeah, yeah. Kingdom citizen, come with God's Kingdom citizen, yeah, yeah.